fire pit, and no grass. Did you put the house up on the market?
Yes, the house was put up on the market.
On what date?
I believe sometime after July 22nd, after I had gotten a response back from Melissa that she stated they would not be buying the house.
They wouldn't be buying the house for $175,000.
Yes.
They would buy it for $135,000, which was your original deal, but they weren't going to pay $175,000.
They never communicated that. They just said they weren't going to buy it anymore.
Just a second.
I don't think.
You told them that you were changing the terms of the original contract to $175,000. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And according to you, that's because you said that was the now going rate for that house.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you put it up for sale, what did you put it up for sale for?
I put it up for sale for the price of $135 due to the damages that had been caused by the sprinters.
Just a second. Don't show me the damages. I want you to show me the real estate listing where you put it up for $135,000. That's what I want to see.
I don't have that. I listed it on Craigslist at $135. I've taken it down because I had realtors call me. I had a realtor write me a list of things that he evaluated the house, and this is what he said the value of it should be.
Have you put the house up for sale currently?
No, it is sold.
It's sold?
Yes.
To whom and when?
It was sold to Steve, a realtor person.
And it was sold when? On what date?
May I look at my papers?
Absolutely.
I actually have the paper showing that date, Your Honor.
Please. Thank you very much.
Shows the date and the amount that it was sold for.
Great. Thank you.
Your Honor, we also do have a letter with our response to her price increase where we told her that due to the increase, we would no longer be purchasing the home.
I'd like to see it. So you sold it immediately a month later in September to this guy for $135,500.
7 days after we moved out. I'm sorry, ma'am. No, it was sold on 9/17 of 2018 for the purchase price of $135,500 due to the damages from what they've done.
You didn't lose any money. You didn't lose any money. As a matter of fact, you made an extra $500. You made an extra $500. You had an agreement to sell them your house for $135,000. You sold it to Steve for $135,500.
No, I'm sorry, it was $135,000.
Not according to this.
I have the letter from Steve himself.
Whatever. You didn't lose any money. The case is dismissed. Now we're going to deal with
Your Honor, I'm sorry, but our house was worth $175,000 fair market value. I have pictures showing the damage that they did to this house.
Listen to
Nothing was done right. The stuff that would have come in from the bank.
Zero. Zippity-doo-dah. You said that you were selling them the house for $135,000. You changed the terms of that to $175,000. You ended up selling the house for $135,000, which is exactly what you were supposed to get from them. You suffered no damage.
My damage was the property loss.
Yep.
And it wouldn't have passed inspection.
We are also countersuing that.
Yes, I understand. You bought a nice house, probably much nicer. Your counterclaim's dismissed too. Good luck. Goodbye. Thank you.
I think the plaintiff just felt that we didn't hold up our end, and unfortunately it wasn't due to us not wanting to.
It would have never passed inspection.
We wanted that house. We spent 2 years making that house our home.
For them to purchase the price at $135,000, what they did wasn't professionally done.
It was because they weren't going to give us the extra small amount of time we asked for.
The house was completely filthy. They never cleaned it. It was gross.
Unfortunately, things didn't work out, but we got a much nicer home.
They had no intent to ever buy it.
This is the plaintiff, Stephen Ventresca. He says the defendant, his ex-girlfriend, took his toy poodle Teddy out without a leash, and the poor thing was mauled by a pit bull who attacked him. It was the defendant's fault for taking Teddy out without a leash. He told her 1,000,000 times, use a leash. She ignored him, and now that they've broken up, she refuses to pay the $656.38 he's owed for vet bills. This is the defendant, Whit Wynn. She says she and the plaintiff broke up over this incident, and he told her he would kill her if his dog died due to his injuries. She got a restraining order against against him. He refused to return her belongings, and the plaintiff is only suing her now out of spite for leaving him. Bottom line, she didn't bite his dog, a pit bull did. She's accused of being a careless girlfriend.
What are you doing? All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated, come forward. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you,
You're
Douglas.
welcome.
Stephen Ventresca, you are suing your former girlfriend, pronounce it for me.
Win.
Okay, is it sometimes pronounced Nguyen?
Yeah, I've heard it like that.
Right, because I have, that's why I have. Win,
Macy.
okay.
Macy.
Your former girlfriend,
Macy.
$656,038
Hey.
plus your filing
Come
fee
here,
for
get
vet bills that you incurred that
What are
you
you
say
doing?
were her fault. Okay. How long, did you two live together or no?
Yes,
How long were you living together?
roughly 4 months,
And how long were you together entirely?
10.5 months.
Okay, so tell me what happened.
I was having a cookout on Labor Day weekend, and Wicklin took the toy poodle out without a leash, without my consent, for a number, the millionth time, like it was stated. And when I was cooking,
Macy.
she wasn't paying attention to him when she said she would.
Macy.
Even though I told her to put him on a leash the
Come
first
here,
time.
come on.
so that
Okay,
didn't
hold on a
care.
second. When you're
Come
cooking,
on.
who's out there?
The family with the dog, one of her friends.
Okay, when you see the dog out there, is the dog on a leash?
No.
Okay, so do you say something to her about that?
I did, and several witnesses did as well.
Okay, well, then why didn't you put the dog on a leash?
Last time I did that, she went in the house and took him back out without a leash.
Come
That was
on.
a prior cookout.
Macy,
So,
come on.
what does that have to do with protecting
There
your
you
dog?
go.
Because what ends up
There you
happening
go.
is your dog sees another dog, runs over, and unfortunately that other dog's a pit bull.
You be a weird
So what
dog.
You got me.
Right. So even if someone's
that to
quote
you?
watching
Yep.
the dog,
Who did
when the
that to
dog
you?
takes off, you can't,
Who did that
unless
to
somebody's
you?
holding the dog like
There
this.
you go.
So what I guess I'm confused about is why did you as the dog's owner allow it to proceed that your dog be
No,
on a front
Macy,
lawn
don't play
unprotected
in the
without
couch. Come
a
on.
leash?
I understand the question.
Girl, come on,
Because
get up
if
here.
I said to her, please bring him in the house, put him back on the leash, she wouldn't do it. I didn't do it because I was
It's your dog.
I understand. I was
Right.
I was cooking. I was entertaining the family.
Yeah, I know how cooking works.
Yes.
I know that you can turn around and put the dog back in
Right. No,
when you're cooking,
when
because
I've
I
done
do
that-
it all the time.
Right.
All
I
right,
have done that
so-
in the past, and she's brought him back out. I know it doesn't have anything to do with this particular moment, but that's why I did not do it.
It's
She-
not so
Macy, what are
powerless
you doing?
Well,
when you say that. Oh, I couldn't do anything
I
because
was
you get
entertaining
mad.
my family. I know. And she,
Macy.
again,
So I guess what I'm asking
Hey.
is, how's the dog
Come
doing?
on.
he is fantastic.
Get out of there.
How do you then file a lawsuit against her when it sounds like you both were out there and everybody else was out there knowing the dog was loose?
Because she said she was going to watch him.
Come
She did
on.
not. That was a statement that was made, so I took her word for it. And then she was not watching him. He ran across the street.
Okay,
And
let's say I'm watching a dog, but I'm not carrying the dog and hugging it.
Yep.
How am I gonna stop
There you
that dog
go.
from running? By the
Well-
time I notice the dog runs, even if I'm staring at the dog, I can't catch the
You're
dog
correct.
before the dog gets bit by the pit bull?
Correct.
Right. All right, so what happened with the dog? Did you take the dog out that day? Did he take the dog out that day? Tell me about the dog.
I'm usually the one that brings the dog out in the yard.
And so what happened?
I turned around for a second to put a game away, and then I heard a yelp across the street, and I ran across the street to grab the dog.
Okay. And by then the dog had already been bit.
Yes.
Okay. What ends up happening after the dog gets bit?
Wicklin took the dog to a emergency animal hospital.